Welcome to the tasting table. This wine glass is next. This is Riedel Performance Champagne Wine Glass. I'll give you my thoughts, perspectives, and points on this wine glass. Stay tuned. So I'm going to share with you the Riedel Performance Glass Champagne Glass packaging. Here's the glass itself. And I think it's they do a great job in packaging first and foremost. It's not just in terms of the way it looks or what's printed on it. It's how it's packaged and how I get glasses reliably delivered to me without breakage. Now, this shows that this is a Riedel Performance Glass Champagne. Yet on the back, it's going to show you, it's obviously for other sparkling wines, Champagne, Cava, Prosecco, and sparkling wine in addition. Here's other silhouettes I have in the Performance series. And I definitely want to show you what the packaging looks like and how it comes together in a way that I think is, I like the caution sign here, right? That's, I think, a no-brainer, but few manufacturers ever do that. Nice and light and bright. And I think it's a simple packaging, environmental, so it's all recyclable. I tend to save these because I have so many wine glasses and I don't use them all the time, but I think overall this is a very, very good packaging program altogether, and one that I think is going to assure that you're going to get your package most often than not. I've never had, to the best of my knowledge, a Riedel wine glass breakage as it comes in shipping. Now, I have reviewed many wine glasses, and it's one of my favorite topics to think about, talk about. So I have a good friend of mine who drinks a really nice champagne every single week, spends a good amount of money per bottle, and it's not just one, but maybe sharing it with other people, maybe 2 or 3 bottles opened up per week. I've said to her, you can maximize your experience by having the best wine glass, and you're going to really enjoy it and wonder what you did without a fine wine glass. So it's important here because we as humans are going to experience the flavor, the taste, just on the nose of this wine itself, and being able to have that delivery. Not all wine glasses are created equal, and this is the case of this particular shape and silhouette here. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on this. I've talked about the Riedel Performance Glass for the Pinot Noir. I'll place that video right up here for you to look at. And before I continue further, please give a like and subscribe to this channel. Now, this is the coupe. This is a very old design. This is a much more interesting design. And this, when I think about this, is a cocktail glass. It's not a champagne or sparkling wine glass. So I think this is a cool glass, Luigi Bormioli. This is really, I don't use this as a sparkling wine glass. It is a cocktail glass, maybe an aviation, maybe a paper plane. There's a lot of nice cocktails to be served in this. And for me, the design is absolutely outstanding, gorgeous, beautiful, but it doesn't do anything in terms of really being able to enjoy the wine. There's no point where the wine is going to be contained. You can really focus in on your nose or ability of the nose to smell the wine, experience the wine, because again, that would be missed. And the bubble action is not as exciting on this glass as well. And so I'm going to keep this in my collection. It's fantastic. These two are the most common that you'd see, really very popular in the, maybe after that period of time. So when I think coupes, I'm thinking, what I call Jackie O's, popular during that period of time. And these really come to play. I think of these, say, in the 1980s. And the flutes are nice because they do a nice showcase, bubbles. And it's a cool thing to have. But it doesn't really promote the ability to. These are really diminutive footings. This one's a little more larger than this one here. And ultimately, it's just way too thin, too small. Doesn't really enhance the experience of a sparkling wine glass. This is a tulip shape, or as Riedel likes to call it, this is an egg shape. Whatever you want to call it, the shape is really the preferred wine glass. And you're going to see this in regions like, say, the Champagne region. If you get to visit, which I definitely recommend, you're going to see this at every producer you go to. And it's going to be maybe a different manufacturer, but the idea is the same. You're going to have some great wines, and they're going to be captured and memorialized by such a fantastic wine glass. And I think so many of my friends, they spend a lot of money on wine, and they have very mediocre to even poor wine glasses. I make a gentle suggestion. You should consider getting a better wine glass to enjoy that expensive wine that you have. And so I do tastings believing. Here, let me show you this wine glass compared to these two, and you tell me what you think about that. But when I look at the footing, I think the footing's fantastic. I think Riedel does an amazing job of that. This is machine made, so it's not as light as I'd like it to be. And you can try hand blown versus a machine made, and there's always going to be a very different, lightness to it. I definitely like the very thin stem here. I think it's elegant, beautiful. There's a design up here on the very top of the performance wine glasses, and I don't know if you can really see that. I'm trying to do different takes here. So I look at this in terms of like, well, I'm getting some distortion here. It's not as pleasing as I'd like it to be. And so from that point of view, I just want a regular tulip or egg-shaped sparkling wine glass to enjoy. So our nose is able to pick up this characterization. So when we taste the wine or we're eating food, we are really, more than halfway there of understanding that characterization. And that's a very interesting thing about our biology as humans. And so I think this wine glass is very nice that way. Effortless in terms of its characterization, white, peach notes as well as almond, a bit of pine nut, fennel notes as well as oyster shell. And next, the palate characterization. Nice, clean, fresh wine on this fruit characterization of passion fruit, white stone fruit, additional notes of, again, that oyster shell comes through nicely, floral note, and I think it's a really handsome wine in this particular wine glass. And so while I don't like the distortion, I think the pricing's a bit high, so I think this is approximately two for about $60 to $72. I've seen different price points, and so at $30 a price point, I definitely want the wine glass. So I want no distortion. I want a little bit lighter if possible, and so I think those are the points where I'm not going to give it a higher point score of, say, anything higher than 92 points. It's a nice wine glass. I would choose it over these wine glasses by far. So I'm not going to use this as the wine glass or sparkling wine glass that I want to showcase sparkling wines in, but it's really one to experience and try. So it's 92 points, and Weba, would I buy it again? Probably not. While it's a nice wine glass, it's high quality, it is expensive, and I'm not getting exactly everything I want in a wine glass. So you as a consumer should get exactly what you want, including myself. So I think there's a lot that could be done in terms of maybe slightly lower pricing, maybe a lightness to this wine glass. I'm not a fan of the performance wine glasses, so I'm probably not going to buy any more of them. I'm done with that at this point. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try other Riedel wine glasses. I will. And I have other reviews to come of other stemware. And I think it's really essential to get the right wine glass. So be sure to share this video with people interested in fine stemware. Thank you for watching. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. So more reviews on wine glasses, wines, as well as wine accessories and spirits and much more. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Santé.